Gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What they is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is today on Gunner's Profiles. It's real life. It ain't none of that bullshit, man. None of that fake shit. As you can tell by that thumbnail, there's division, homes. There's a divide being processed just as we speak, and I'm noticing it. I don't know if you guys are noticing it, but in a menudo style, in a direct fashion, the gun be noticing some shit, right? This ain't no propaganda. I ain't making shit up, man. But I'm noticing a trend here on YouTube. It might not be out there in the real world, but it definitely is happening right here on the YouTube Yarda, right? And the trend being the division of Texas and California because of this SPM beef with Mr. Capone, right? Now, I don't know what their beef is behind, man. They've been going back and forth for some time now. I know the Vato Lazy Dubs definitely got involved and has his own agenda when it comes to his beef with SPM. And I understand and I recognize the fact that a lot of Vatos from Texas, from the Houston area, dope house shit, they definitely are behind SPM, whether he's guilty or he's not. Plenty of times there's been people in my DMs getting at me like, hey, Gun, these are the facts. You haven't seen the paperwork. You don't know the facts. Can't be woofing on the homie, this, and that. Spence on la tira. I'm just going by what I know, and what I do know is he is convicted of crimes very unbecoming of a righteous motherfucker, right? Whether regardless he did that, he was set up and it was agenda to get him and tear him down, I don't know. I never shall know. I'm not in the know. I don't want to be in the know. I don't give a fuck about the know. I don't care about the know. What I know, right, is that man got convicted and he's been down 20 plus years for something very unbecoming. And with that, I say, I'm gone. I ain't fucking with SPM. I will not promote his music, and I don't do that. And it's not a California and Texas thing with me. It's a man thing. It's a righteous human being thing. I don't fuck with those type of character type things. I don't care if he's innocent, man, and if you have the paperwork to prove it. I don't care about none of that. I know what he's convicted of, and that means I cannot associate myself with what he's got going on. Do I think he's a horrible and terrible man? I think he's a despicable motherfucker, right, for doing what he done. But at the same time, whether he's guilty or not, hey, he had his judge, he had his jury, he did what he done, cuz, and guess what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, trip out, as far as Mr. Capone goes, there's people that are woofing on him too, talking about he has an underage this and an underage that. I don't know. Has he been convicted of it? Because if not, I can't call it like an alcoholic. I'm not here to defend the man. You know, I respect everyone until deemed otherwise. But at the same time, whatever the case that may be, and whatever it is, whatever proof all of a sudden is popping up all over YouTube concerning this man, hey, that's on him. I'm sure he'll deal with that in his own time. He'll jump on the camel and get to riding. It is what it is, right? Now, what I'm noticing, which is bigger than both of these gentlemen, is the division between Texas and California as far as YouTube goes. You know, a lot of people want to make it a state issue. You know, a lot of people want to make it, oh, you guys in California act different, or you guys in Texas are acting way too lenient with this guy. No, it ain't a Texas-California thing. It's a raza thing. We're all brown, homes. At the end of the day, we're all white, sprinkle the woods in, brother, or black, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different ethnicities in these two states. So it ain't necessarily a California-Texas thing. There is no versus. This ain't no fucking Escape versus SWV. This ain't no Big Daddy Kane versus LL Cool J. This ain't no us versus them. We are them. We are us. We're all brown, homes. We're all raza. We're all gente. We're all people. Now, whether it be the politics and the policies that go on in California are very strict when it comes to these weirdos, hey, that's just the way we relate. That's the way we rock, homes. And I don't know about Texas if they're the same way or not. I know there are a lot of individuals that support me from Texas that, hey, I'm feeling that support. I appreciate it. And at the same time, I understand that they agree with some of my philosophies, and they agree with the fact that once convicted of these type of crimes, man, we ain't fucking with you, period. Doesn't matter where you're from. That's always been a problem. That's called picking and choosing. That's called favoritism at its highest. Okay, I'm so disgusted. Let me tell you something right now. Let me give you some knowledge you can't get in college. I had homeboys from my neighborhood, right? Homeboys that done fell off, homeboys that weren't righteous, they went to a certain yard and programmed, or homeboys that not necessarily had a bad crime, but they just shouldn't have been where they were, right? Now, at the same time, because they were from my neighborhood or from my certain neighborhood, we looked at them differently. Yes, we basically chose up with them. Yes, we played favoritism. Oh, that's our homie. You know what I mean? You ain't fucking with our homie. You know, and that right there was wrong. That was horribly wrong and totally wrong. Because how the fuck were we gonna push propaganda and push an agenda on the next voter or the next man, and at the same time, our homeboy's in the same situation, but because he was from where I was from, or laid his head in the same type of motherfucking pillows, it was all good. Spencer, I got the burpees. It's not all good. Okay, it's never all good. But that's the way of the world. You know, you're going to kick it and you're going to rock with who you identify with. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's called loyalty. That's called loyalty to a person. And I understand Texas is a very loyal state. These people out of Houston are very loyal to Dope Past Records. They're very loyal to this guy that they grew up on, South Park Mexican, who did open a lot of doors for Mexicanos, who did put Mexicans on the map in Texas, who did do a lot for his people and those around him. But what he also did was some very heinous crime, okay, allegedly. And this in itself means that once you do something like that, you're cut off, Holmes. You're done. Anything you did prior to now does not count. Shouldn't mean shit. Now, I understand it's the rap game. It's not political. It's not gangs. It's not prison. It's not the real stuff, right? It's rap. Rap music, hip hop. Okay? So people automatically assume, okay, because he's a rapper, he should be able to get away with a little bit more than the next man. Fuck no, he shouldn't be, right? If anything, he should be pinpointed more and looked at more, because these are the type of people that our children and your children's children listen to. These are the type of people they take direction from. These are the type of people that they admire or they want to be like. So if these people are out there doing these fucking hideous type crimes or being convicted of them, then that's what our kids and that's what our generations that are up and coming have to look forward to. Now, I'm not going to put nothing on the plates of these youngsters because most of them ain't rocking like that. That's an individual trait. That's an individual tactic. That's an individual move that man done. Now, people could justify it any way they want. They could say, well, you don't understand. She was this age and that age. It's like this and like that and like that. And I'm going to say, trip out on this. It doesn't matter. When children are involved, man, you're supposed to be a protector, not a defector. You're supposed to be the one to uplift them, to fucking, give them the game. You're supposed to be the one to be that father figure, to be that male role model, not the one to be hurting them or the one to be belittling them or the one to be fucking, they can't go around because you're a weird motherfucker, right? Now, regardless of what people say, and I could be totally offbeat and wrong when it comes to South Park Mexican, but I know what I know and I'm going to rock how I rock. It doesn't mean because I'm from California, I got something against vatos from Texas. I don't give a fuck if this vato was from Egypt. I don't care if this vato was from the Philippines. I say, orale, Spencer, Philippines. I know there's vatos like, hey, my Pinoy partner, we don't get down like that. I don't care if this vato was from Taiwan. All that matters is he done some weird shit and he's to be treated as such. He's to be not admonished at all or not to be acknowledged at all, because at the end of the day, right, it's just not a good thing to do as a man. As a brown man, makes it even worse that we have someone like that in our midst. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, you listen to Michael Jackson? Fuck no, I don't. So once I see some paperwork that not a lot of people were privileged to see, and I seen that there was some wild shit going on, I said, Sasuke, where did you come from, man? Orale, Michael, I'm out. So scared, hit it, man. Stop the love you're saying to my heart. I'm out. Even though I loved his music, I can't condone what he does. Now, people say, well, you fuck with Tupac. Orale, I do. Now, let me give you the justification on that one. Do you honestly, in your heart, believe that Pac was guilty of that shit? Remember, they said he didn't touch that woman. They said his homeboys did. That she said he was just in the same room and could have prevented it. Pac says, I wasn't even in that room. I bounced. Whatever happened after the fact is after the fact. Of course, they're going to point fingers at him because he's the one with the bolsita. But it wasn't like he was in there touching the women. But you said, but he was convicted of it, gun. He absolutely was convicted of that. Faultily. That was not righteous. Okay? But you don't see me here bumping his music on the daily. You know, I'm still skeptical about that. I will always think he's the greatest rapper ever to live. But Sasuke, I'll always be very skeptical on the situation he found himself in. Now, a lot of people find themselves in those types of situations. And it doesn't mean it's justified. But at the end of the day, you know, when you've got several occasions where there's younger people involved, it wasn't like Pac was fucking with the younger girl, right? But hey, you know, doing bad shit, sexual crimes are sexual crimes. I'm going to admit that. Nothing justifies it. There is no difference here. But when you're doing things to kids, man, that makes it a little bit worse. You know, that makes it a little bit more. You're over there basically define what a man is supposed to be. A man is supposed to be a protector. Like I said, he's supposed to be someone to look out, not someone you have to look out for. It's weird shit. But let's look at the division here. You know, lately, because of all this shit going on with Mr. Capone and SPM, the back and forth, the diss songs, whoever else is getting involved in the mix because they feel some certain type of way. I understand that because I feel some type of way. It doesn't mean that motherfuckers ain't got love for Texas because they're from Califas or vice versa. You know, but there are individuals that are making it that way. They're causing a divide. They're causing tension between the two states. They're saying, oh, you guys in California, Holmes, you guys are weird, Holmes. You guys act like you guys are in prison at all points in times. You guys get too political. That ain't the way we rock over here, Holmes. We're going to back the play of our people and this, and that. No, we back the play of our people as well. Believe that, right? But wrong is wrong and right is right. And in this situation, okay, whether regardless you truly believe this man is innocent or not, okay, keep your fucking opinions to yourself. That's it. You know what I mean? Until you got some paperwork black and white that says, hey, guess what? They overturned his conviction. It was wrong, Holmes. He was an innocent man. I'll say, you know what? Dispensa la tira, Mr. SPM. Can you forgive me, man? I'm sorry, right? That's what I would do as a grown man, man. I would hope that my apology would be accepted. But in this case, I say, fuck you, puto. I'm not apologizing for nothing. Like I said, it's going to be a cold day in hell, and I'm going to have to fucking fall through the ice before I ever apologize to that man. Because I'm a true believer in the fact that if you do something to children, you have nothing, and I mean nothing, coming, period. Okay? But doesn't mean I mislike Texas. Doesn't mean that I think something's wrong with the state of Texas. I believe Texas is a true shit, man. I believe they're on some real shit. I believe Texas is just like California in the fact, man, that the raza is really rocking, right? That we're really doing things out there just like we're doing things right here in Califas. Now, this beef with Capone, and remember, he does not speak for the state of California. He speaks for himself and his own agenda. Why he continues this narrative against this man, hey, that's his own personal belief, his own personal feelings. He has his platform. If he wants to make a video on this vato every fucking day of his life, he's entitled to do so. If you tune in and turn up, then it is what it isn't, right? On the other hand, this guy SPM, if he truly wants to defend himself and try to prove to the masses that he is the fucking greatest Mexican who ever sold fucking a CD, and if he wants to truly fucking throw out his propaganda that he's an innocent man and that he took care of his kids, that makes him fucking different, even though she was 13 and he was 24, but he took care of his kids, so that makes him a real man. Well, guess what? Hey, let me give you a newsflash, SPM. I took care of mine too, Holmes. Only she was over 18. She was well over 20. She was over 21. Guess what? She was over 30. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Because I could tell. You know, in the words of a real motherfucker, I can tell, right? And I'm sure he could tell too. You know, all that. Well, she was working at a strip club, so I didn't know. First of all, Holmes, why you want to be fucking with the wangala? Why you want to be fucking with them strippers anyways, man? I'm in love with the stripper. You know what I mean? You was a real big tipper, right? And that's why you stuck your little dipper up in her, and next thing you know, she's having a kid while she was a kid. It's just an ugly situation. Whether you were there to look out for your son, you should, puto. You got all that money, you should look out for your son. But you did it from long distance, right? You did it from a cell because you know deep down in your heart that shit was fraudulent, that shit was bad, that shit was against the Pinchy law, Holmes. That was against the law of man. Not only the laws that are set forth out there in Texas as well as California, but the laws of man. See, you don't do shit to children. You know, if you made that mistake, you have to deal with the ramifications and the justifications of doing that. You have to deal with how people are going to look at you. You will never be looked at as a fucking righteous individual, at least not by those who really know what time it is. Now, there are going to be your protectors. There are going to be the people, because you can rap good and because of your past, that are going to protect you, that righteously and truly and honestly believe that you're an innocent man. And to those I say, hey, I commend you guys for being loyal, but know who you're being loyal to. Okay? And like I said, if I'm totally wrong, then I'm totally wrong, right? And you can take this with a grain of salt, but take this. There is no problems and no division here between Texas and California. I'm tired of people making it a state thing. Now, I've heard it more, and I'm not just saying this because I'm from Califas. Fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket, right? But I've definitely heard it more on the Texas side where they're trying to, well, you guys in California are doing too much. You guys are doing too much. Hey, he's from Texas. He's none of your business. The moment he proclaimed to be Mexican, the South Park Mexican, the moment that he proclaimed to be a rapper for the people, by the people, the moment that he made money off the, you know, shit, I'll pay for it, right? The moment that people did that, he's for all of us. Okay, he ain't just for Texas Mexicans or California Mexicans. He's for Mexicans, period. He is the South Park Mexican, right? And so people need to identify that, recognize that, and understand that he put himself out there, so he will be judged by whoever chooses to judge him. Now, I understand as a grown man, you're not supposed to judge anyone else. You're not supposed to really give a fuck. And by saying his name, we keep his name out there in the clouds so people could cloud chase, you see? cloud chasing, right? People do that. But at the same time, man, if I think it's relevant, I think it's something to speak on, I'm going to put it out there. I'm not necessarily speaking on SPM. Fuck him and whatever he's got going on. Mr. Capone, I don't know that individual. Like I said, I have nothing bad to say or good to say about him other than he is what he isn't, right? And he's doing what he does. But at the same time, I will say this. These two individuals don't speak for their respective states or where they happen to be from, okay? They are just individuals from a certain area, man, having words between or amongst each other, and that back and forth narrative is theirs and theirs only, right? What I truly believe, what Capone believes, what Swifty Blue or Dubs, or all these lazy dubs, or all these individuals believe, and what other individuals from Texas Dope House Records or whatever they believe, we might not see eye to eye. We might not get along on this topic, but I'm sure there's a lot more, homes, that means something to the people that we do get along with, and we do identify and agree on. And what we agree on, I'm sure, is that the brown people need to push ahead and need to set forth better examples for our people, homes, and open up doors for our gente. That's a fact. And the only way we could do is to keep states like Texas and California united. Now, we got Gotos out there in Texas rocking. He's from the state of California. He's united so much and brought so much to the plates of so many and looked out for so many people. These are the type of individuals that we need to aspire to be, or admonish and look at, or admire and look at and say, you know what, these are the ones. These are the individuals that are pushing righteously. These are the individuals that are making waves and making doors open for people. Okay? Instead of saying there's a divide here, instead of fucking, no, it's your fault, no, it's his fault, no, it's his fault, no, it's your fault, and making it a state thing, you need to understand that these two individuals don't speak for the state. I know for sure, for a fact, Mr. Capone don't speak for all of California. He speaks for his own agenda. What that is, I haven't been able to call it like an alcoholic. I ain't been able to really pinpoint why or when or how he chooses to do this with this individual, because really, if you're a real one, homes, you just don't give a fuck. Fuck that, puta, just push on to the next light, right? As far as this PM, he's going to defend himself. He's got that coming. Of course he's going to defend himself. He's been doing a lot of defending for the last 20 years while he's been incarcerated for these crimes, okay? Now, has this vato ever admitted to some hasty and some fucking bad choices in his life? Yes, he has admitted that he has made some wrong choices. Has he admitted to some of the fucking deviant behaviors that he's done? Charlie, man, he hasn't. And until he takes that accountability and that responsibility to accept some of the things that he's done, he can never be respected. Me, myself, I will never respect him because he was fucking convicted of a crime that's the worst you could ever do as a man. Okay? I don't care if you drop out of a gang. I don't care if you defect from a gang. I don't care if you do what you does, man. If you no longer want to be associated or part of your organization or your crew or your group, that's totally up to you. And you're going to feel the repercussions of your actions as a man. But it doesn't mean you go out there and touch kids and do weird shit like that. That's a whole different level of fucking griminess, right? That vato's a slimy individual. You know, whether he did that or he didn't, we will never know. But obviously, his appeals didn't work. Bang, bang. Now, when he gets out, his fucking next wish is to rock the world again. He wants to take over. He wants to be that highest selling Mexican again and blow up. Will he? I don't know. He has a lot of fans, obviously, people that they don't give a fuck. See, there's a lot of grimy, dirty individuals. They don't care what you do. I don't give a fuck, Holmes. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, his music is good and I'm a bump him. Well, that's on you, 6ix9ine character. Dick right to the dick slide. Wobble, wobble, wobble. You're a 6ix9ine character, Holmes. You have no morals and no values about yourself. You don't care what individuals do. You know, you're always going to be that way, and that's it. And that's you. You know, you're sitting there right now like, is that me? Yeah, that's you, puto. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. But I'm here to tell you, man, as far as this divide between Texas and California that I've been hearing about lately, there is not none. That's propaganda. That's false. That's a false narrative being pushed by some fucking stupid individuals. The same type of individuals that condone weird shit. And it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to go on. Because at the end of the day, we are all one thing, gente. We're righteous and we're brown. And we're going to stay that way. Period. There ain't no fucking child molesters. There ain't no fucking two righteous individuals that could take it away from us. We're going to stay brown and we're going to prosper, bro. And it's time to move on from what this dude's got going on. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't help none of us. And guess what? The only thing that will help is some positivity and some realness, man. Stay brown. You already know what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. At the end of the day, man, we're going to go out there and we're going to get it. Yes, as brown people from Texas and California, we're going to get it together. That's how we does it, because it don't stop, man. You already know what it is. If you like this, please like and subscribe with a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears this Mexico crown, because I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the coming together of all people, no matter what state you're from. Ain't no one better than no one. We're all the same. Sounds good. We just don't do weird shit like SPM. Bang, bang. The gun.